Hello YugiTubers, I am Troll Tom and I'm here to bring you a deck profile on the Nimble Fish deck. I've had the main deck of it done for a little while now, but I'm still working on the extra deck a bit. I'm just missing, I'll get to it when I get to the extra deck. Let's get to the main deck lineup. The Nimble Fish portion is 3 Angler, 3 Sunfish, and 3 Manta. That's just basic with the Nimble Fish deck. The Frog engine goes 3 Swap, 2 Dupe, 2 Ronintoadin. Some extra fish, 2 Fishborg planter, and one of the 2 boss monsters, I guess you could say, is Superancient Deepsea King Coelacanth, and 1 Moulinglacia, because now it's just a standard in water decks. And for the spell lineup, the key card of the deck, Lemuria, the Forgotten City. 3 Lemurias, if I didn't already say. 3 Terraforming, 2 MST, 2 Salvage, 1 Moray of Greed, 1 Heavy, 1 Pot of Hitler, as me and my friends call it, 1 Foolish, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Monster Reborn. Trap lineup, very simple. 3 Royal Decree. You don't need to really mainboard traps game 1 in this deck because it's very explosive. You just side in any traps you need depending on what you're going up against. Normally the 3 Royal Decree can handle game 1. Now for the sideboard. Not for the sideboard, the extra board, I mean. 2 Gachi, a Dark Mist, Daigusto Phoenix, which I'm in the process of getting, Gagaga Cowboy. Going back to Cowboy, this can be a win condition at your locals now since they no longer do draws. Game 3 will go to sudden death until, like, the last game will go to sudden death until one person loses life points. So having a cowboy in there, always having a cowboy in your extra deck if you're able to go for cowboy is essential, because then you can just burn them for 800 and get game. Anyway, continue on. Abyss Dweller, due to graveyard shenanigans, and it's water. Adreus, Keeper of Armageddon, Tiras of Genesis, Swordbreaker, as it's basically a catastrophe for types, and it's pretty damn powerful at that. Strike Bouncer, which I don't have, and I don't have the money to buy the tin if it's still available. 2 Gaia Dragons, 2 number 11 Big Eye, which I don't have, and 1 Mermail AbyssGaios. Now for the sideboard, a spare Moray of Greed in case I need it, System Down, Gear Gaias, and other bullshit that might show up machine-wise, especially since Gear Gaias might be coming back due to some more support that came out in the new pack or is going to come out. 2 Gozen Match, 2 Imperial Iron Walls. Macro can really fuck this deck over, but at the same time Imperial Iron Wall can as well, due to Ronintoadin. That's why when you side in Imperial Iron Wall, you need to make sure you're doing it, you activate it at the right time. 1 Light Imprisoning Mirror, 1 Mirror of Oaths, 2 Mischief of the Yokai. It's good and it's hilarious to use. especially when your opponent doesn't realize about the graveyard effect. A Needle Sealing, 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and 1 Splash Capture. Splash Capture, you banish 2 fish from your graveyard. When your opponent exceeds summon an exceeds monster, and then you permanently take control of that monster. It's really good against exceed heavy decks. This is also an exceed heavy deck, but not many people play fish, except for maybe Merlantians. But even then, they don't play Splash Capture to steal other people's exceeds. And I don't think they would be getting rid of their fish either. Anyway, I will explain now. Time for explanation of the main deck. We'll start off with Nimble Angler. The effect reads: if this card is sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except for Nimble Angler. Basically, if it goes from the hand or deck to graveyard, you will get the effect of Nimble Angler if you want the effect of Nimble Angler, because it does not miss timing, even if you pitch it for cost for Swap Frog's effect. I've had this ruling been ruled in my favor multiple times at my locals, and every time. So I can pitch it for Swap Frog, I can pitch it for Superancient Deepsea King Coelacanth, I can mill it with Fishborg Planner. Or if there's other ways, like if like against Dark Worlds and I get dragged down and they choose Angler because it's the only card I have in hand, I will get the effect of Angler off no matter what, so that I can bring out either 2 Sunfish or 2 Manta. Sunfish goes: when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, send a fish-type monster from your deck to graveyard, then special summon a Nimble Sunfish from deck. Meaning, normally I would either pitch Fishborg Planner or Angler, since I would get off the effect of Angler using Sunfish's effect. Not only that, you can also, going back to Angler, if you, let's say, use this effect as special Swap Frog, you can then have 2 tribute fodder for Deepsea King. Lastly, Manta. When it's sent from field to grave by card effect, you can special summon up to 2 more Mantas from deck. So you could, let's say you start off with 1 Manta and a Dark Hole in your hand, and then you win second and your opponent has a full field. You can normal summon Manta, Dark Hole, have 2 Mantas on field, then either sack them for Deepsea King or just go off in some other way depending on the rest of your hand. With the frogs, swap is obvious, but you can pitch any of your water monsters, preferably Angler or Planter, or another frog, or Ronintoadin to graveyard to special summon it. Then when he's summoned, either special flipped or normal, or tribute if you somehow figure out a way to do that, like reverse Legendary Ocean that raises levels. Then you can send either Ronintoadin, another Swap Frog, or a Dupe Frog from deck to grave. The order I normally do is go Ronintoadin, whatever swaps I have left, and then finish off with dupes. Since drawing, because you only really want to draw 1 Swap Frog, and then the other, then you could leave dupe in deck because dupe is actually a good card to actually draw. Where Ronintoadin and Swap Frog, once you have your 1 Swap Frog though, you're set. The rest is just for to get more water monsters on the field and to help you special Swap Frog more. With Fishborg Planner, once while it's in the graveyard, you can send top card of your deck to grave. If it's a water monster, special summon Fishborg Planner. And you can only use the effect of Fishborg Planner once per turn. Now with Planner, with the effect can only be used once in the graveyard. That means that if it's in the graveyard and you use the effect successfully and it leaves the graveyard to be special summoned, or if you use Salvage or something else, then when it re-enters the graveyard, the effect is then again live and you can use it. However, if you have 2 Fishborg Planners in the graveyard and both of their effects are live, you can only use one since the effect itself can only be used once per turn. But if the Fishborg Planner in grave uses his effect and fails, as long as that Fishborg Planner remains in graveyard, he cannot use his effect. Moulinglacia is obvious, and so should Deepsea King, of discarding to special summon as many level 4 lower fish, which is any other fish besides the other Deepsea King. And they can attack and their effects are negated on field. But all your fish are graveyard effects, so that has nothing to do with anything. They just can't attack, basically. Then if Deepsea King is targeted by Spell Trap or Effect Monster effect, you could tribute a fish to negate and destroy the card that targeted him. All the spells and the traps are all self-explanatory besides for the field card, which makes all the level 4 to 7 exceeds live. The field spell card is treated as Umi by name. All water monsters gain 200 attack defense. And during your main phase, you can have all your water monsters gain levels equal to the number of water monsters on the field. Meaning if you have a Swap Frog and 2 Dupe Frogs, I'm just using the frogs, not the Nimbles for now. Well, it doesn't matter. And you activate the field card effect, they all gain 3 levels since there's 3 water monsters on your side of the field, making them all level 5s, so you can overlay 2 for Tiras or Adreus. And if you have a full field of 5 water monsters and then you activate it, all your level 2s become 7, your Deepsea Kings become level 12s, and your Moulinglacia would become level 13. So normally when you have like 4 level 2s on the field and you activate the field card, plus a 5th monster, plus a 5th water monster, you can go for double big eye, take their beat sticks, and then possibly push for game. Then there's always, you can go for Mermail AbyssGaios, but if you do that, you are unable to attack with Deepsea King and Moulinglacia, since you cannot attack with monsters that are level 7 or higher. No, level 5 or higher when he has materials attached to him. And then his effect is detached to negate effects. But yeah, that would be all that I should have to say about the deck. If anyone has any questions, you can ask me, because I've been playing this deck for the past like a month and a half or so at my locals. So I believe I know this deck pretty well and how it works and the rulings that go with it, but then again, that's just being optimistic. I'm not normally so. But yeah, if there's any questions, leave a comment and I'll answer them as soon as I notice. Or just private message me. If you have big eyes or a bouncer you want to trade or something, let me know. Or if you want advice on the deck, let me know. Or if you have your own ideas you want to pitch, that'd be great as well. This is Troll Tom, and I'm signing off for now, I guess. I'll probably be posting a video later today, maybe. Bye.